What's up, guys?
Yo, yo, welcome back. Shows you just how hard it could be. Yeah,
I'm pulling up weather right now.
it
Sorry.
was south. Last thing I remember seeing was southwest day one, and then everything else was basically northwest. It was so low though. I don't think it's really gonna matter. It's low winds all weekend. Might get up to 7 maximum.
Yeah.
But yeah, no real weather edge this week at all.
Other than staying hydrated.
and, be, and being under 200 maybe.
Yeah, for real.
There's a few of them out there that they'll be sweating. That's for sure.
All right. Let's see here.
I got some numbers from the main man, Rick Run too.
I need to get the I need to get the
Scotty is
feed
predicted to finish
updated here.
first. Of course. It is now. Yeah,
All right.
I heard you come back right now, but yeah, you looked like you were having some difficulties. Anyway,
So yeah, weather's not really going to be much of a factor here this weekend. We don't really need to worry too much about that. And then that brings us into basically who are we going to want to play here, because we got such a tight playing field this week that choices are going to be pretty difficult, because there's going to be a lot of repeat picks.
unique lineups are going to be key because you'll see a lot of top heavy lineups out there, I bet.
That's what I'm trying to really dig out right now before any lineups are set in stone, is who's going to be these cheaper draft picks that are going to stand out this weekend, because as of right now, obviously knowing what the starting bonus points and whatnot from their positions with Scotty and those other guys, Hovland
Seeing
and
the
Rom and all
scores,
those guys, it's going to make it tough for these guys to
and
gain a lot of
prediction
points.
and pretty yeah. Me and Brenty looked into a lot of the predictions already based off everybody just playing an average game. And there's no way Scotty loses this tournament. I mean,
Yeah,
he's gonna be 90%. He's gonna be 90% owned.
it's pretty. Yeah,
Let's
it's
be
pretty
honest.
hard to want to pick anybody
But
other than Scotty
he could
as
literally
a
play
high.
average. He could literally play average and still win. So fantasy value is not going to be crazy high, other than his 30 points extra, unless he goes off. But he has no reason to go off.
No, he's already got such a big buffer that it's going to be hard to want to play him, even though you know he is going to do well.
Yeah, me and Brett here were talking a lot last night about fading, kind of like the top five, top four.
See, that's tough to go with though, because I mean, when you have guys that are really gunning for it, like, I mean, you could
All
get
those all those top guys are paid. They're not going to be gunning.
hmm,
Scheffler, Hovland, McElroy, John Rahm, maybe Glover wants to run for it a little bit, but those top four definitely don't need the money. You know what I mean? If they have a bad day, they're like, yeah, whatever, it's a bad day.
yeah, at that rate, I don't think any of them really need the money based on what they're getting paid compared to an
Exactly. So
average
we're
guy. But
kind of on the path of fading the top four almost, because there's a lot of There's a lot of younger names that are going to want it, but it's also based on performance. They're all playing well too. So I mean, there's a lot of different lineups you can do. Like, there's kind of endless possibilities right now with only 30 guys.
The thing is, sorry, Brent, go ahead.
Roy's favored on this course, I believe. Mm-hmm. Oh, I haven't. When he's
Yep. Is your mic starting to cut out, Brent? But yeah, no, I agree exactly with what you're saying with Scotty. I've been looking at the stats on him on these on this course specifically, and pretty much from his past performance, he's not been doing too well putting lately, and hasn't putted historically well at this course either. So that could be an issue from a fantasy perspective, sure. What do we think about some of the lower tier guys? Because I mean, we do know that we have some confidence in some of these more expensive guys that we got going on, but what about some of these mid range guys? Like, I mean, do you think there's any potential this week to have like a Sung JM or like a Tommy Fleetwood to go in the mix to get any kind of points? I didn't really think much about Rom until you guys started talking about him just now for this week. Just obviously because he hasn't really been playing that hot lately, but taking into consideration where he's starting and where he'd like to finish for the year, it seems like he could make a potential run this weekend too. Um,
um
I was wondering about that one. Why is he priced so high this week? True.
Yeah,
Very
I
true.
was getting my YouTube back up there, but I wanted to touch back on your John Rom comment. He is known to play pretty good on the harder courses, and he is fucking John Rom. That man has won 4 tournaments this year still. He had a few bad tournaments, so he might be due for another hot one again. I kind of almost wanted to fade him out completely, but that's just into consideration what you said there. That was a good thought process.
Yeah, I wasn't even considering him until now, but I think I might end up throwing him into a lineup just to see what happens.
And then touching back on, sorry, I was just catching back up. Yeah, he does. Yeah. Well, let's check where their. I'm gonna check where their wins are at real quick, seeing if they didn't win any desert tournaments. If it was hot as hell and they're still winning, kind of put that theory.
So if we're on the
John
note
Rahm's
of fading
2020.
people right now, I definitely think a good one to fade this week would be Matt Fitzpatrick. Jeez, I can't say his name correctly. Um, so he's expensive right now, and he's been trending downward. Was kind of the main reason. But other than that, you're right. He did finish 2-5 for second place. Um, where did I see that? I'm trying to pull up the stats that I had earlier today, but I wanted to say that it was not only his strokes gained putting, but it was his strokes gained I want to say off the tee over the last probably 16 rounds or something like that, was showing that he was almost in the negative
Who are you talking about?
for Matt Fitzpatrick. Jeez, I still can't name it.
Yeah, that's sounds about right. He's. We
It
looked
just
that up
hasn't been as
last night.
consistent as he has been.
No, he won something at the beginning of the year and then had a lot of bad finishes after that. And then this last event, I put it pretty heavy.
For this tournament, I would be weighing recent form pretty heavily.
It's a high risk, high reward. Kind of riding the wave. Because if they play hot, you're happy. Homa. Those are the top right there. That's it.
Yeah.
That's if we're talking form, last 36 holes, 48 holes. That's, yeah. Talking 2 tournaments, I'd say it's the same for even the last 2 tournaments. I think you're a little ahead of me.
Oh wow, you're
Here's
bending way outside for this.
yeah, I'm just getting to watch it.
Yeah, my
This
stream's
is
probably a little delayed behind yours, but
this is one of those
oh
downhill.
my god. Yeah, we're a little delayed on yours, but holy cow, you're playing a lot of break, huh? What hole is this? Oh my god, that almost went in.
Oh,
Wow, so you don't really want to be above the pin on hole 11 here, huh?
oh my! Well, yeah, this is what we were talking about. It's approach and getting, on the right side of the green here. Roar.
That's good to know. I did not know that it was his first time playing here. Let's see. I mean, I know that was a big reason why Rory's been a popular look this week as well for a pick because of his history here and how many
Yeah,
rounds he has played here.
he's definitely favored at East Lake.
So he's also a very strong look at gaining some points just purely because he's played so well here over the years.
Excuse me. Just the
Yeah, I just read a stat right now too. The worst leader has finished tied, or the least. Wow, I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. Let me start over. The worst leader has finished in 4 years, was tied for third in 2019. That's saying a lot too, as far as what Scotty's probably projected to do this week.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
Another fun fact here too: second place starter has only finished inside the top five once in 4 years. Second
Starter.
place starter. So who would
Be
that be
Hovland.
this week? Hovland
Yep.
has only finished inside the top five once in the last 4 years.
What about the last 10 years?
I can't look that deep.
4 years is kind of a random stat, but kind of.
So I think the reason why Cantlay's gonna be so popular this week is literally just because of his strokes gained off the tee, um, and obviously we know how accurate we all need to be at East Lake to score well. Um, that's probably the only reason why, though. But otherwise, yeah, I purely don't like the guy, but I think I
So
might be throwing him in there.
I'm still on the lines of fading top four. I'm still not opposed to that idea. I still
Who are
think
we
a
looking
unique.
at that we like with scrambling too? Because I mean, obviously, we know nobody's gonna be perfect off the tee, but who's gonna be making up for it when they do miss the tee or when they do miss the fairway?
Homa, Fleetwood, Harmon,
Yeah, Harmon, I feel like has
Play,
been great at scrambling lately.
Play. I mean, I could see Ricky hitting some good ones out of the rough too this week.
I've also been seeing a lot of talk about Russell Henley too being relevant this week in fantasy. I need to pull. I need to pull this off to the side.
Oh boy.
See what else here.
We can sneak peek potential.
So, anyways, real quick though, I wanted to ask about Russell Henley because he's been a one that I've been seeing his name pop up a lot lately, or for this week alone, and it seems like a pretty smart choice to go with, just purely from a couple stats that I was just reading right now. I mean, it's
Russell
third in the field in
Henley.
strokes gain approach over the last 24 rounds. I mean, that's pretty good. Obviously, we have seen he's been pretty decent off the tee, which is going to help this week. But I don't
I mean,
know. I mean, he seems like a good mid-range option to use.
I agree.
Being a little more aggressive. The longest hitters. Yeah. Yeah. Makes sense.
Because the greens are so tough to stick in the right spot. Yeah, being that little bit closer is definitely gonna help. Yeah. Hmm. Homa's gonna be my top dollar. I think that's kind of where I'm gonna start my lineup, and I'm gonna build around that mid, and I'm gonna play with that a bit because you can get three solid names that might have a little bit lower ownership, like you were talking about. But I'm gonna try and build around Homa for sure. He was hot last week. He's good at putting too, and this is a tough course for putting, that's for sure. I just think I'm gonna kind of ride his wave from last week, see if he does anything on, have another 7 under round. What if he 7 under the first day? Takes Scheffler, he gets motivated.
Yeah, I mean, I'm feeling pretty confident that he's going to stay consistent since he has been the last I don't know, probably over the last month or so.
So that'll be my. I agree with yeah I would, but I'm gonna base this off recent performance solely for myself. That's the one pick I'm gonna give out. That's going. I already have that up right now. Max Homa is gonna be my lock in. Play around. Let's get to the end of this video and then mock some of these
So
swamp. Like there's so many different things we can show. I
let's
see it.
talk
I see it.
since we're almost to the end of the video there. Let's talk some of the cheaper picks then. I mean, who's going to be some of these sleepers that we might find ourselves getting some big points this week?
Um, three names came to mind for me. It'd be excuse me. Oh my gosh, my throat. Shank Moore and Hatton, probably on the lower. I know Brent really likes Straka. I could probably throw him in for a fourth pick. Kind of four names on the other side.
Oh
Nikki
yeah, I
Taylor.
remember reading that.
Nikki Taylor's Nikki Taylor hasn't been playing well at all, so I would just auto fade Nikki Taylor at the moment.
Does Sam Burns have any history here? Sorry.
Fast greens too.
He let me down big time
That
last week, but that might be a good play this week. Yeah, he let me down big time last week.
Hatton's projections do look good though.
Yeah, it's definitely have to be a bigger hitter. I mean,
Corey Connors.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, I really like the set play. I've been seeing why what's another one too? Jordan Spieth's really cheap this week. I know he's not one to trust, really.
Yeah,
So he's not looking
he's
good
he's
shape this
down
week.
there for he's kind of down there for a reason at the moment.
Nice.
Love that. Such a good feeling. Crazy. That's like how far my 5-iron goes. +1 on 18, huh?
So how about a random guy like Jason Day, who's got some history here, but we know has not been in the greatest of form.
Wow. Wow, you lost that green too, huh? Yeah, no, Jason Day is gonna be a fade for me too. What happened on that green on 18? Why are you trying to play so much spin again? You're crazy. Sorry, I'm watching your shot. I'm just lolling. I'm lolling. Here it is. I'm watching it right now. Oh yeah, that was way better. The first one rolled all the way back off. uh, love it. Love it. These greens are insanely hard. Updated, yeah. That's
Yeah, it's gonna get one.
yeah. Yeah. Plus 13 3 handicap finished +1 on the day.
You're only doing one lineup this week, huh?
Yeah, I'm I do believe I'm gonna run a solo lineup through my 5 entries as well, or 4 entries, because one of them I'm doing a tiers one this week.
Look to see if there was any of the other ones yet. So I entered so early.
Just to I can show them a few different styles that I was thinking to get unique with after this, and then Josh can throw his input. Yep.
Yeah. I'm feeling pretty good about Harmon this week for sure. I would like for Fleetwood to do better this week.
Harmon's in a
Um,
potential lineup for me. I haven't faded him. That's going to be a game time decision.
yeah. I'm really liking either one of them this week for sure.
Harmon
As
Fleetwood
far as
Rom.
cheaper picks go, they could definitely make some moves.
Yeah, he was projected highest out of everyone, so he'll be.
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, I think it was 14th or below or something like that. That's the direction I want to say I'm going to be leaning towards. Only because those projection numbers were hard to ignore. He standed out by a mile compared to the rest of the field to move up the field the most just by playing at his average. That's assuming the rest. That's assuming the rest of the field is also playing at average, which we know won't happen. But he's still projected to move up. You know what I mean? And that's many spots. Harmon, Fleetwood, Romstraka, Hatton. What do you have left? 78. And you're still trying to leave a little bit left over. Keep it unique. Or are you trying to take full advantage of your dollar for this? All year. He's a wishy-washy, yeah, kind of. People have been riding him all year, and he's been doing good, and then not doing so good, and then doing good, and then okay, and then yeah, game time decision. Not gonna fade him.
yeah. That's an easy ad.
That's pretty not a bad looking lineup. Just gonna show him a little bit of the playing around.
I don't know, dude. I'm still fumbling around with it on mine right now.
So take that right side out, and then let's build around Homa. Because I'm gonna do like a strong mid core on this. The people that kind of want it a little more and that are on the hot trend as well is what I'm thinking. But building around Homa, there was like 4 names that I liked building around with him, and I couldn't narrow it down. I still haven't really, but Homa, I'm thinking something along the lines of a Harmon, Fleetwood, uh, Shoffley or Fitzpatrick, something along that kind of line, but only, getting it down to like 3 of them total, including Homa. So 2 more with those names I said. So for now, just to mess around with it, let's just say like I liked Harmon. He's been playing well. Fleetwood's supposed to projected to do well. It's their Fleetwood on there. Okay, that's too. Shoffley is too expensive then. So it was supposed to be someone lower in like the Fleetwood range, Homa Fleetwood and Harmon or something like that. I think Home of Fleetwood Shoffley. That's 19.8. Yeah, that's a top 3 that could do pretty well. And then because we weren't playing Rory and them, we were talking Hatton projection wise, and then just another name to see what's left over. So what do you have under 69.5? Here's your names. Just These you have everything under. No, I'm trying. When I was messing around, I kept getting it anywhere from 600 to 1,000. Henley is a little too expensive with those top three I have going. That's my plan was to kind of core a good mid round three players that I think are going to do really well this week. I think you're kind of showing it with the home of Fleetwood Harmon, and then I think I was kind of just three lower players. What did I have? I can't remember what I had. I think we talked a little Corey Connors, something in that region wise, and then like a towards the Straka or like a Nikki Taylor or something. Probably Straka because I'm fading Taylor no matter what I do. So even like even a Keegan and then if it can get a Straka and I had 400 left over, not terrible, but it could be more creative than that. Is what I'm saying. That's the other option of not playing your top four, fading the top five at least, you know. And I think it makes it a little more unique that way because you know someone. I can't imagine the ownership on McElroy, Hovland, and Scheffler going into this.
All right.
So that's kind of my. Let's take mid round people that are under
Going
9,
for it. Yeah, I
just so
got
they
one
get.
ready to go.
That's where my brain thinks. That's all I got to say.
So I'm no, I think I'm going to run one with Rory.
I like the Rory if you're going top. I think that's the
So
smartest play.
I think I'm definitely, yeah. I mean, as far as going for anybody expensive, I'm gonna for sure start with Rory. Um,
Am I gonna pause you? Are you going bang for your buck, or are you still trying to make it unique?
no, I mean the lineup that I settled on just now gets me the remaining salary $700.
That's pretty unique. That's not bad.
Um, so going down the line there, definitely like you and I were talking about earlier, Brian Harmon's pretty much a must. I threw him in there. Um, I don't really have anything extra to add on about him. Keep going down the line. We got Sung Jae Im, and then a little Colin Morikawa action, and then we top it off. And then we top it off with a little Adam Schenk and Sepp Straka at the bottom.
So I didn't get to see that lineup on the right side.
He's
But
plugging it in right now.
okay, sorry. Wife was asking me a question. I heard you say McElroy and Harmon, then I didn't. Sung J Morikawa Straka Shank. That leave that up there for a second too. What can you replace Morikawa with? Is there
You have plenty of options if you get rid of Morikawa.
just get rid of Morikawa? I liked everything else I saw. I wanted to see what else could have gone on there. I didn't like the Morikawa pick. I don't think he's playing great. He's just like barely. I mean, he's not playing bad, but he's just not wowing anything. You know, he's just so. Yeah, Rory, Fleetwood, Harmon might be highly owned still too.
I think Harmon's going to be owned by a lot of people this week for sure.
But at the same time, there's 1,200 remaining salary left over. It could be quite unique because most people want to try and use all their dollar to get the best possible lineup.
Yeah, and I'm not really.
Most
I
people
guess
aren't thinking
my
unique.
idea of the lineup that I was going with wasn't really geared towards like the most unique either. It was
That lineup I see right there, I honestly have no issues running. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
have no
Everybody's so
issues.
good this week, so it's really going to be tough.
It's there's gonna be a lot of luck this week for sure. And who do you think is gonna just be on it? That's for sure. Because
Okay, so I locked in one of
we know
mine with
basically everyone in the field can do it.
I locked in one of my lineups with that.
Yeah, y'all know the idea I'm going in. I gave you one pick. I locked in Homa. I have 4 other decisions to make though. I have 4 other decisions to make. I mean 5 other.
Your lock's definitely Harmon.
Yeah, guys on the Harmon train, big time. And I don't blame them.
I think my lock this week's going to be the generic Rory. Yeah.
I'm gonna take Josh's side on course history.
Which, I mean, purely because he's, a PGA lover boy, he
Yes.
he could want that glory.
Yeah, he did get a lot of shit this year too, let's be real. So maybe he just wants to shut everyone up. He kind of seems like he's been on a little mission this year though, especially as of lately. Is that just me? Top tier, but he's also been on a mission to miss putts. So it's so annoying to watch him miss putts inside of fucking 10 feet. He's so much better than that. Didn't you say he got a new putter? Is that you? What kind of... That's true.
You're saying Scotty got a new putter?
Yeah. Rory's putter seems to be working. Scotty figured it out one day over the last tournament, so maybe I think Saturday was his putting day. So maybe he figured something out that day, and he's maybe he took it to the putting green before this tournament and kept repping it. I'd love to see it. Yeah. All right.
All right, should we do any final thoughts on this or what?
Yeah, I was about to say, let's close this up if anyone.
Yeah. All right. Well, don't forget to leave any comments if you guys have any questions. We'll be sure to get back at this. I guess we don't have a tournament next week, do we?
No, this is kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is technically the end.
All right. Well, thank you for tuning in, guys. We will catch you on the next one. Don't forget to subscribe to ENODO Golf.